created together with artificial intelligence.
The bell of the Second World War. Did this weapon really exist?
Yes, it is a strange conspiracy theory, and the device is called Die Glocke, which in German means the bell, an alleged top-secret weapon of the Third Reich. As the military situation for Germany worsened from 1942 onward, claims about the development of revolutionary new weapons capable of turning the tide of the war became an increasingly prominent part of propaganda directed at Germans by their government. In reality, the development of advanced weapons generally required long periods of design and testing, and there was no realistic prospect that the German army would be able to adopt such weapons before the end of the war. It is claimed that the Bell Project was conducted in the final years of the Second World War under the leadership of SS General Hans Kammler, a member of the Nazi organization Ahnenerbe, founded by Himmler. However, the war ended before the device could be brought into a working state. The bell was first described in detail by the Polish journalist Igor Witkowski in the book The Truth About the Wunderwaffe, published in the year 2000, in which he claimed that he had allegedly seen classified documents consisting of testimony from the trial of General Jacob Spornberg, who confessed to ordering the killing of approximately 60 people who were aware of this secret project. Later, the topic was popularized by military journalist Nick Cook, who connected it with Nazi occultism, anti-gravity, and the suppression of free energy. Cook recounts claims that the scientists and technicians who worked on the bell and did not die from its effects were eliminated by the SS at the end of the war, and that the device was either moved to an unknown location or dismantled so that no one could recreate it. Cook suggested that the SS official Hans Kammler did not, in fact, disappear at the end of the war, but secretly traded this technology for his freedom with the American military. The device is described as a large metallic structure in the shape of a bell, approximately 3 to 4.5 meters in height and up to 3 meters in diameter. The casing was made of a thick metal alloy resembling the fuselages of bombers and rockets of that era. The inner walls were coated with high-temperature ceramics and mirror-like surfaces. The cylindrical and domed shape was resistant to vibrations, similar to the turbines of jet aircraft. Inside were 2 cylinders rotating rapidly in opposite directions, filled with a blue metallic liquid called Zerum 525, possibly radioactive. When activated, the device emitted a pale blue glow that caused surrounding objects to flicker and disappear from view. Small objects nearby could rise and circle around the bell. The hum of the bell could be felt at distances of up to 1 kilometer. The watches of those who were near the bell periodically stopped, or their hands moved backward. Scientists who worked on Die Glocke reportedly suffered from extremely severe dizziness, and several scientists as well as plants in the laboratory even died, presumably due to high levels of radiation emitted when the bell was activated. On the surface, directly above the bell, there was a concrete structure from which, allegedly, power cables as thick as a human arm led down to the bell. Witkowski suggested that a concrete ring known as the Henge, located near the Wenceslas mine and built in the year 1943 or 1944 and vaguely resembling Stonehenge, was used to secure the bell during testing.
And what were the intended purposes of this weapon?
The purpose of the weapon remains unknown to this day. Some consider the bell to be a possible example of a directed energy weapon, striking its target with highly focused energy without a solid projectile, instead involving lasers, microwaves, particle beams as ray weapons, and acoustic beams. The radiation emitted by such a weapon would be invisible if it lay outside the visible spectrum. Lasers propagate at the speed of light and have a long operational range. It is claimed that prisoners of the Gross-Rosen concentration camp were exposed to radiation from Die Glocke, leading to an even greater number of deaths. Due to the uncertainty surrounding the purpose of the bell, many conspiracy theories have emerged. Among them are the following: a source for extracting vacuum energy as so-called zero-point energy, an anti-gravity generator, a time machine, a device for movement through space-time, an engine for UFO-like aircraft. The alleged effects were said to be achieved through an internal liquid, supposedly consisting of an irradiated form of mercury, acting as a propulsion system that distorted space-time, possibly even toward the formation of a portal. The mirrored surfaces inside the bell were said to display past events, similar to the Kozyrev mirrors. Supporters of UFO theories claim that this device may have been connected to anti-gravity technology. Some researchers even linked the Bell project to the crash of a bell-shaped object in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, in the United States in the year 1965. By the 1960s, stories about Nazi UFOs began to circulate, linking them to occultism and extraterrestrials. According to these theories, various potential code names for Nazi UFOs were mentioned, such as Rundflugzeug, Feuerball, Glocke, Vril, Kugelblitz, and others. One of the most widespread versions claims that the Bell was an experimental anti-gravity engine for wingless aircraft. German UFO theories claim that after the war, these craft were preserved on secret underground bases in Antarctica, South America, and the United States. Members of Project Sign, the first United States Air Force group tasked with investigating UFOs, noted that the advanced flying wing aeronautical designs of the German Horten brothers appeared, according to UFO reports, to resemble some of the observed objects. In the book The Morning of the Magicians, Le Matin des Magiciens, by Louis Pauwels and Jacques Bergier, numerous striking claims are made about the Berlin Vril Society. Writers including John Van Helsing, Norbert Jürgen Rathofer, and Vladimir Terziski expanded upon their work, linking the Vril Society to UFOs. Among their claims is the suggestion that the society may have established contact with an extraterrestrial race and devoted itself to the construction of spacecraft intended to fly to the aliens. In cooperation with the occult Thule Group and the Nazi Party, the Vril Society allegedly developed a series of prototype flying objects. After the defeat of the Nazis, the society is said to have retreated to a base in Antarctica and disappeared into the hollow Earth in order to meet the leaders of an advanced race inhabiting the inner Earth. In the books of Ernst Zundel, it was claimed that UFOs were secret Nazi weapons launched from an underground base in Antarctica, through which the Nazis hoped to conquer the Earth and possibly other planets. Zundel also sold places in an expedition group for $9,999, intended to search for a polar entrance to the hollow Earth. Miguel Serrano, a Chilean diplomat and supporter of Nazism, published the book The Golden Band, Esoteric Hitlerism. He claimed that Adolf Hitler was an avatar of Vishnu and communicated with Hyperborean gods at an underground Antarctic base in New Swabia. Serrano stated that Hitler would lead a fleet of UFOs from this base to establish the Fourth Reich. English-language publications mention that after the war, the United States, the United Kingdom, and other countries allegedly seized and removed Bell technologies, testing them at secret bases as part of post-war programs. Those who saw strange objects in the sky during the 1950s and 1960s may have been observing experimental prototypes of American repurposed bells.
Did no one ever manage to gain access to the blueprints or to observe the tests?
The legend of the Bell also involves Allied spies. Alan Dulles, head of the Office of Strategic Services, later the Central Intelligence Agency, who led post-war operations to study German technologies. British intelligence MI6, allegedly monitoring the experiments. Soviet intelligence agencies, the KGB and the NKVD. Hiroshi Oshima, the Japanese ambassador, who visited German secret facilities and sent reports to Tokyo that were intercepted by the Allies. All of them allegedly attempted to steal blueprints and obtain samples of Zerum 525, but none were able to reproduce the device accurately. Rumors about this device circulated for decades after the war. They were used in well-known works of storytelling, such as Dean Koontz's novel Lightning and the television series 12 Monkeys, 4th season. So, the Bell appears to be an experiment that was never fully understood because it was never completed. Most likely, it is a legend, although, who knows?
My dear friends, thank you for watching. You can find all the links in the description. Leave your comments, give a like, and don't forget to watch my next video. Bye! See you soon. Yours, Alice the Fox.